how would you imagine we start a story about psychedelics? My guess is something
like this.
Maybe a reference to Alice in Wonderland, the 60s, or that one roommate you had in college.
Even 5-6 years ago, psychedelics were not really taken seriously by most psychiatrists.
But as his study shows, Dr. Brian Barnett at the Cleveland Clinic watched the perception of hallucinogenic drugs change. Right now, MDMA, also known as Molly or ecstasy, could see FDA approval in the coming months to help with PTSD.
It's an exciting time for the field because of these drugs. We think that they are going to give us the tools that we need to help patients who have not responded to treatments previously. So by this time next year, we potentially could see MDMA in use in clinical settings, not just research settings.
Dr. Barnett is wrapping up an industry-sponsored trial testing a different psychedelic, LSD. He showed us where study participants were observed to see how effective the drug, known as acid, can treat severe anxiety and other psychiatric conditions.
With LSD, it's right now the FDA requires us to keep patients on site about 12 hours.
Even if approved, Dr. Barnett points out that psychedelic drugs would require strict regulations, like a guided and controlled experience with the help of a psychiatrist. So that trip never really leaves the medical facility.
People can certainly be harmed by them if they are doing them by themselves outside of medical settings, and so we don't want to underplay the risks here.
Psychedelics have changed my life.
Despite the drugs still largely being illegal, Ryan Ward is willing to bring his experience with psychedelics into the light.
Everybody loved him. He was a magnet.
It was 2019 when Ryan's 10-year-old son James died unexpectedly when he didn't wake up for school. Death without reason, known as SUDC, consumed this father.
Like, the pain of the loss of my son was right here, and is all that I could see.
So in October of 2020, he turned to psychedelics, specifically the plant-based ayahuasca, to rein in his crippling grief over the course of just 2 days.
It opened my ability to see myself from like a third person perspective. And from that perspective, I was able to see some attributes about myself and my personality that don't really suit me. And with that knowledge, I was able to start navigating life in a way where I was working on those things.
And pretty quickly, Ward began watching life through another lens.
Yeah, you can use them to have fun and do, like to get high and to escape, but they're really used to, in my experience, the real purpose is to dive deep within, the center of your being to find why things are the way they are in your life.
Ward now lives in Florida, switching careers entirely and dedicating himself to helping others transform their mind and body.
But his passing changed the trajectory of my life. And in the moment, he lost his life, and the time after that, I began to find mine.
In Summit County, Clay Lepard, News 5.
It is not clear if or exactly when FDA approval for MDMA could actually happen.